So the glow up I went through, you know, last year didn't come from a place of being uncomfortable with who I am or wanting to change my outward appearance. It actually started from a place of really just building that self respect again. Even when that felt really uncomfortable, that's really where it all started for me. So for the longest time, I thought a glow up was really just about, changing the way you look, how people see you. And I didn't realize that it actually meant changing how you respect yourself. And if you think about it, if you start to treat yourself with more respect, your outward appearance, how people see you, how people portray you also changes as well. But it has to start within. It has to start with, how you talk to yourself, how you treat yourself on a day-to-day basis. That is where the real change happened. And that's when I realized, my journey on glowing up to the new version of myself, Crystal 2.0, has nothing to do, with the outward appearance, but all the foundation came from the inner work that I had to do. So the basis of it, I thought a glow up was, changing my routine, changing my outfits, changing my habits. And the truth about it, and really when you go down to the core of what a glow up is, it really starts and ends with self-respect. And the reason I say that is because a lot of the times when you want to either, change your appearance, it doesn't always have to come from a positive place. And that a lot of people don't realize that some people change the way they look or the things they do for the satisfaction of others. But a real glow up, a genuine glow up, comes from wanting to respect yourself, right? So if you treat yourself better, if you start to do things that make you feel better, you start to look better. You start to carry yourself with more confidence. And that is where the true glow up starts. And that is actually the true meaning of a glow up, is realizing that everything that happens around you is affected and starts within you. And what I mean by that is, if you don't respect yourself, if you're not someone that stands up for yourself, especially let's take, for example, in the workplace, if someone doesn't see you respect yourself or stand up for yourself, they're not going to respect you. They're going to put you in the bracket of the person that doesn't respect themselves. So they will treat you the way they see you treat yourself. If, for example, you dress a certain way, obviously that's going to portray something to the other person. So if you're always that person who, always dress grungy, and I'm not trying to, disrespect in any way how anyone dresses, but if you're always that person in sweatpants, right, or dirty t-shirts, this is how people are going to portray you. But underneath what they're portraying is, do you have the self-respect to, put yourself together on a day-to-day basis, put something on that makes you feel good? And I'm not saying sometimes, it's not okay to be in sweatpants and an old t-shirt, which honestly, I don't do anymore. I'm that person. I even have matching pajamas now because it makes me feel good. And when you feel good, if you do things that make you feel good, other people start to see it. The environment around you changes. And it's not because you want it to change. It's because you realize you deserve more. So you give yourself more. So it's not just about changing the outward appearance. The foundation of the glow up is building that self-respect, is realizing that you deserve everything you want and desire. And you deserve to be treated with the utmost respect. So if that means you're taking luxury showers, it's because it makes you feel good, right? Not because you want to do it for someone else. If you're the person who likes to wear makeup every time you leave the house, it should be based on, does it make you feel good, right? If you're the person who dresses a certain way, say you like, the chic aesthetic, or if you're the person, it doesn't matter where you're going, you're overdressed, it's okay. It's not about someone else seeing you and saying, okay, you look nice. It's about how do you feel when you put that outfit on? And that is actually the foundation of the glow up, is being able to get into a mindset where you respect yourself and you only do things that make you feel respected, that makes you feel good. And that's the foundation of the glow up. So what does that self-respect actually look like? Because a lot of the times we don't know what it's supposed to look like. And the first indicator is keeping promises to yourself. I'm going to say it again. Keeping promises to yourself. A lot of the times we get into situations, whether it's relationships, and that could be, business relationships, romantic relationships, friendships, where for some reason we feel like the person doesn't respect us. Or, for example, we decide to go somewhere, maybe you're in a friendship and the other person is always late. Or, you're in a relationship, like a romantic relationship, and this person always misses your birthday, or they never greet you in the morning. There's just these little things that, you'll do for them that you feel like isn't being reciprocated to you. And a lot of times we get into these situations where it's like, okay, I'm always doing for someone else and never getting in return. And the reason is because we're not doing it for ourselves. Now, yes, we always want to treat other people the way we love them to treat us, but we also need to treat ourselves the way we want others to treat us, right? So when I say keeping promises to yourself, if you decide you want to go to the gym at a certain time, you get up and go to the gym at that time. And the reason why, it's because that respect, if you want it from other people, you need to give it to yourself. So if you want someone to show up for you, guess what? You have to start showing up for yourself. So the first thing you want to start doing, and to understand and give yourself that respect, is to following through with those promises to yourself. The second thing you want to start doing is setting boundaries. This one can be a hard one, especially if you don't know what that looks like. And I think a huge thing for me that really helped, there's multiple books out there that you can actually read that might help you with it. I'm going to post a picture here of a book that I actually read. It's more of a workbook. There's also a book that you can read that goes with that book as well, but I only bought the workbook. And it really got me diving into not only my now, but also my childhood on different types of boundaries. And we don't realize how many boundaries we actually let people cross on a day-to-day basis, which causes us to lose our self-respect. And it's one of the biggest things that can chip away at that self-respect. And it's the boundaries we set for ourselves and other people. So a lot of the times you can notice this if something or someone says something or do something that makes you uncomfortable. If you don't stand up for yourself in that moment and you let them keep doing it, even though it doesn't sit right with you, this is a boundary that you need to set. And a lot of the times when we're not used to setting boundaries, it can be very uncomfortable in the beginning. But the more you do it, the more comfortable you get with it. But you also have to realize you can't feel bad for the other person. When setting boundaries, it's not about the other person's feelings. It's about showing them what you feel for yourself. And that's what it really is for setting boundaries. It's really showing the other person how you want to be treated. So that second thing you want to do to build that self-respect is you have to set boundaries. And I think a lot of the times people experience this, whether it is, letting someone always be late. I know it's a small thing, but if that's a pet peeve for you, you have to set a boundary. Or talking about someone's weight. I feel like especially in my family. That's like a huge thing where people always mention other people's weight, and it's not always polite. And you have to stand up for yourself for that. If it's something that offends you, say it. Have a conversation with that person and let them know how you feel about that. Because a lot of the times they might not know. And that's one of the other things too. We have our boundaries in our mind, in our head, and no one else knows about it. But if we don't tell them, they won't know. So also remember, not everyone's doing something to offend you. A lot of the times they don't know it is affecting you. And again, the self-respect is about showing other people how you want them to treat you. So set those boundaries. The last thing you want to do is start walking away from misaligned situations. This one is huge because this could mean multiple things. It could mean a relationship that doesn't, suit your self, on the goals you're trying to achieve, on who you want to be. It could be a job that you're in. It could be, a relationship with a coworker. It could be where you live. A lot of the times, there's situations where we're very uncomfortable because we want to say yes because everyone's saying yes. For example, say you don't drink alcohol anymore. That's actually me. And you go out with your friends, but they want you to drink alcohol because they haven't seen you in months. And that makes you uncomfortable. You have to be able to, understand that if you say no and they're still pressuring you to do it, you have to be okay walking away from that situation, making the decision to not spend the night out with them because they're not respecting your boundaries. And these are always, very hard situations to be in sometimes if you're not used to really setting that, precedent on what you want to be treated like or what you wanted them to understand that you're doing. So remember, when you start doing it, it's going to be very uncomfortable if it's not something you're used to. But the more you do it, the more you practice it, you start to be a lot more comfortable, but you also start to respect yourself even more and realize your worth, which is so important because this is what's coming from that self-respect. You finally realize what you're worth. And that is a powerful thing. Remember, there are small steps. They're not going to be loud. The small steps I made, they weren't loud in the beginning, but the more I took them, the more I, really stayed grounded in that choice, in the decisions I made to respect myself, the more I started to see the change in me, the more I started to see myself glow up, as I would say, not necessarily on the outside, but it also shows on the inside, that internal self-talk. It started to become so much more positive because I was giving myself that positivity. One of the biggest things that gets affected from, you practicing more self-respect is going to be your confidence. And it's going to come through consistency, right? It's going to come very quietly and slowly, but with that patience and with that consistency, you start to see your confidence grow because you start to realize your decisions are for you. You start to not wanting to please other people. The people pleasing is one of the biggest things that we have to get over when you're not used to setting boundaries. And you start to realize that all of this falls away. And now you become that person that you're confident in who you are. And that starts with just building that self-respect and making those decisions for you and not someone else, for the version of you that loves you, that loves, how you feel, how the decisions that you make you feel. And that's when you start to see that self-confidence grows. And a lot of the times when we see people who are very self-confident, they're also portrayed as, sometimes they might say they're very rude because they stick by their decisions. And you have to be okay with coming off rude sometimes when you decide that something's not for you and you stand in it. But it's because it's what's best for you. And the only person that knows what's best for you is you. So if you're redefining your glow up and building your self-respect, this space might be for you. Understand that every week there's more content that's going to help you do so. So subscribe. But also, if you're in the process of changing and growing and it's starting to feel lonely, watch this next video. It might explain why that's happening. But until next time, guys, bye.